unity, love, abundance, prosperity, and all things divine. I hope all is well. Happy moon cycle. I hope everyone's been enjoying this moon cycle and this truly this tapping deeper and deeper into their emotional body and just truly seeing the aspects of yourself that you need to transform and evolve from. Now, while I'm mentioning that, we also will talk about the death card, which is the card I pulled before I got on this video. And if you look at the top, the very top in the middle, you see the number 13. Now, what the number 13 represents is completion, the end of a cycle, the moving out of a phase in life that has died away and has ended or is coming to an end. Right now during the Scorpio season, it, like I mentioned in my previous videos, is poking at the things that are beneath the surface. And I also talked about intuition and being in tune with your intuition. And on this moon day, this is a day in which you can be more in tune with your intuition, and it could very well be supercharged as well. Now, we just had a new moon in Scorpio, which is a blank slate. And with this blank slate, for those that are familiar with that, and also set intentions and actually use the energy of the moon to be able to bring about the necessary changes that you need to bring into your life. That way, the transformation can be a whole lot more easier than what it is. Now, again, with this death card, it doesn't always point to something physical. It can point to something spiritual. It could be point to something mental. None of it, it's like the physical aspect of it. A lot of people are afraid of death because they always think about the physical part, because of these are things that has been engraved in your mind through family members, especially your mom or your dad, depending on how your upbringing was. For some people, I'm pretty sure they probably didn't go through that, but others they did, like myself. Now, when you think about the physical death, people always think about the dying off of your body, and they think that there is no other phase beyond this. Now we're gonna move out the way from that because I just explained that one part. But I want to talk about the spiritual aspect of death. Now with death comes the ending, the end of a cycle. We think about the number nine. The number nine is the ending before the new beginning. That's why after the number nine is the number 10. But if you take the zero off, it's the number one. So it's the beginning. It's the end of a cycle, but the end of the cycle leads to a new beginning. Now, the things that you are experiencing right now are coming to an end. Right now, because the world is in a personal year of 8, if you turn the 8 to the side, it's the infinity symbol. Now, the infinity symbol points to cycles, the cycles that you continue to keep on experiencing over and over and over and over again until you flip out of that cycle so that way you can bring about this new beginning that you've been calling in and you've been setting intentions for. Now, for some, they move it in step with that energy because that is what they're being guided to do. But for others, they're unaware of that because of all of these different things that's in life that they are attached to outside of themselves that's keeping them from coming back to themselves. That is getting them to realize that, you know what? I've been putting too much attention to my job. I've been putting too much attention to other people. I've been putting too much attention to this the media and entertainment and so far and so forth. Because right now, all of these things is a big ass distraction to keep you from going back in within yourself. So if you see all of these things, it's distracting you. It's taking up a lot of your mental space. So that way your mind is fixated on these things. It's not until you sit down in your energy where you can fully tune in to the divine feminine and also the intuition. So that way you can know exactly how you need to move into this transformation. Now, I mentioned this before in the last few videos about Scorpio, and Scorpio digs deep at the surface and it brings these things to the light. And right now, a lot of people are experiencing this. There's some people that are experiencing this, and it might be a lot more intensity, especially people from the ages of 27 to 30, because they're going through their Saturn return right now. Now, with this Saturn return, Saturn is getting you to sit down and take a evaluation of everything that's going on in your life and see where you lack boundaries, where you didn't show up more for yourself, where you wasn't fully structured, where you didn't fully build something out, where you made this decision but you fully didn't think of it or think it through or think it out. And right now you are experiencing a whole host of all of those energies right now, with all of the different planetary bodies and all of this energy that's coming in, people are feeling this a lot more intensely. And I feel like the ones that are feeling it a lot more intensely, for some that's aware of what's going on, they are making the necessary changes to move and flow with this energy. That way, the transformation can be a whole lot easier. It's like the whole thing with the caterpillar before it becomes a butterfly. It cocoons itself, and I'm pretty sure this caterpillar knows that, you know what, I have to go through this process because this is what's going to get me to transform to this butterfly. So the whole time while this caterpillar is in this cocooning phase, it is evaluating all of the different things in which it has experienced. So it's sitting still. And some of us are cocooning right now. We're sitting still and moving into these energies that are coming now from October all the way until February, going into March. It's fall and winter, the fall and winter seasons. If you think about fall and you look at the trees, the leaves are falling off the trees. That's because it's shedding old skin. The leaves, it's time to break off of it. And then when you go into winter, it's going to hibernation. So you can truly think about these things more often, and you can sit and truly go through the healing that you need to go through to get you to this transformation. Now I know I get very, very repetitive when it comes down to this, and the reason why is because this information is very important. This information can help a lot of people understand, overstand, and understand every aspect of their self from a higher standpoint than what they recognized it before. Now, the more you lean into the transformation, the more you'll be able to experience more of this energy pouring, like pulling these things out that no longer serve a purpose to you. Now it's up to you how you're going to go about this. You can very well sit with this and navigate through it, or it's going to come in and it's going to make you sit down. And sometimes detrimental things can happen to get you to sit down because it's bringing your awareness back to you. It always comes back to you. It doesn't come back to nobody outside of you. It comes back to you. I remember I made a video a while back. This is maybe a few years ago. And it was talking about your mind being a projector. But what not what it was talking about, what I was talking about is that your mind is a projector and it's projecting through your eyes the physical reality. And everything that you see within your physical reality is nothing more than a projection of what's going on in your internal world. Now, the more you see these things and the more you sit and really think about it and see it for what it is and not what you want it to be, and you get like move out of this phase and this way of thinking that, oh, these things keep always happening to me. No, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's happening for you to evolve. Now, these energies constantly keep coming, can rip you apart, but it's ripping you apart to put you back together. It's breaking you down to build you back up. Your foundation is being tested right now with Saturn, especially if you are going through a Saturn return right now, which I mentioned before. This is anyone between the ages of 27 to 30, and you be feeling this energy intensely. And then it also depends on where this energy sits at in your chart, and also what house is in. And it goes to show you exactly what sector of your life in which you are experiencing this energy more intensely. Myself, I'm going through a Saturn return right now, and it's a lot of foundational things that I'm putting awareness to, so I can transform them things and move more smoothly and flow with the energy. So if things were to get turbulent, I know how to move within the energy. I know I need to sit still. I know I need to think. I know I need to go within. I know I need to think from a higher perspective. I know I need to consult with my higher self. I know I got to put the ego to the side. I know that the ego may come up and show face at times, but I got like, you know what? You need to sit this out because it's time for me to evolve. And with you acting like this, I can't evolve. For those that are familiar with the ego, that's your sense of self. But that's also the part of yourself that keep on wanting so much. But then it's your higher self to come in, that comes in and humbles the ego. So that way you can continue to move with this energy and you don't have no turbulence and you don't have no hindrance. You constantly got to sit with yourself. People don't want to do it. No, people don't know how to sit still a lot of times. So they constantly on the go. And you can't run away from these things because with you constantly being on the go, oh, that energy is going to follow you. It's going to be like a chip on your shoulder. And everywhere you go, you're going to feel it. But it's not until you sit and tune into yourself when you can recognize and truly see the energy for what it is, so that way you can move accordingly. I know I said a whole lot, and I love getting up on here and talking to y'all and sharing my knowledge and wisdom, especially things in which I experienced along my journey. Because I know it can help others. Because others is experiencing this, especially intensely, and they don't know what to do. And it's people like myself that's out here that are sharing the knowledge and wisdom to help people navigate. Because I love helping people. And if what I experience, me vocalizing it, can help somebody else, I'm going to continue to do that. Because I want the best for everyone. I want everybody to grow and elevate and evolve past the limitations that they put on themselves, because that's nothing more than what it is. It's never nobody outside of yourself that's putting a limitation on you. It's yourself. And when you sit down, you can recognize that. I love y'all. I'm thankful and grateful for y'all. Have an amazing, beautiful, abundant, and prosperous rest of your moon cycle.